857 Music Podcast.
All right. Look who it is. 857 fans. Subscribers and those listening for the very first time. You are listening to the 857 Music Podcast, where we discuss hip-hop music topics. Events.
There it goes.
Topics. Events and releases.
Jesus.
That's right.
And until they pull the plug, we're going to be your hosts, Turbo, a.k.a. Kevin.
Jason, a.k.a. YKC, a.k.a. DJ Innovate.
Al, a.k.a. Algie.
Eric, a.k.a. the 23rd Stallion.
Oh. And that does it for intros. Anyone got any news before we get...
Got in the news.
Got in the news before we get into the topic. Today's topic.
I don't have any news.
No.
No, I've been watching the news for a couple of weeks. You know, I know I said that last podcast, but it's true. It's like, if I don't see anything that's interesting, I can't talk about it. I can't bring it up to you guys and pitch it back and forth.
All right, so what are we going to talk about?
I got some news.
He's got some news. I was like, I know one of us does. There's four of us.
I listened to the Kendrick Lamar's album.
Right.
How'd you like it?
Yeah.
We didn't do the review yet. We're going to do the review. It's coming. The review's coming.
That was actually supposed to be. That was supposed to be the podcast today, but
it's okay though. You can still give us a sneak preview on what you thought.
No, let's not talk about that.
no, we're not going to talk about it.
Until next time, guys.
If you want to know what I think,
you'll have to watch the next podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we don't give a
It's
fuck.
going to be a real deep analysis.
We don't give a fuck what you're thinking. Fucking Drake looking
No,
they don't give a shit.
we're going to rip it apart, and we're going to celebrate it.
Rip it apart.
No, we're not rip it apart. We're going to go in depth.
In depth?
In
Kev,
depth.
what is going on,
In
man?
depth.
In-depth
In
analysis.
depth?
In depth.
We're going to go in-depth analysis.
In-depth
Wow.
analysis.
English.
In depth.
Jesus.
English is my
Yes.
second language.
English.
Add a P to that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to go into the topic, which is the 2017 BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yay.
Oh, snap.
Absolutely.
All right, so where do we start?
All right, let's see. It was a whole bunch of ciphers.
Let's start in New York, where it all began.
Nope.
Does anyone have the name of the people in the ciphers? Because I don't remember the names, but there was a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones of people I don't recognize.
Let's talk how New York wasn't represented at all. Basically, we have to rely on Fat Joe to represent New York.
Well, actually, you didn't see it. It wasn't televised. At least I don't think. But it was on the complex.com. One of the ciphers. This guy from the Bronx.
Okay, so there was.
There was one.
There was one guy. Yeah.
Yay.
And if you count Fat Joe, yes, he's in New York.
Yeah.
Not great, but
Well, Cardi B is.
it counts. It
Yeah,
counts.
too.
Cardi B counts.
counts.
All right.
It's like,
New York was
Unfortunately.
not represented at all.
New York was not there.
Unfortunately.
That's true, and it was sad. It was sad.
577
That's no, the podcast already started. What's going on?
We're back again.
Yeah, hey, sorry about that. I don't know what the fuck
We are
happened there.
back. For those who were sleeping for the
No,
first few minutes,
That's all right. No,
That's us.
we're back.
Continue.
That's us.
I don't know what
He's
happened.
got
there.
them Twitter fingers.
857 is us.
No, man. Technical difficulties.
No idea what happened.
Wouldn't that be awesome if every 15 minutes you hit the intro? Just fuck up the
No,
whole
you just got to remind people. It's the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
It's the
That was
podcast.
857. It's 857.
Yeah, some weird glitch going on.
There was an
With this
all-female cipher that I thought was pretty good. That was the first one I saw. I thought was pretty good.
Except for the final.
The final one I wasn't.
The final. She
know
dropped
who
the
was
N bomb. She
That's
dropped the
fine.
N bomb like 5 times in a verse, and it was
Busta
unnecessary.
Rhymes used to do it all the time. It's fine.
That's true. That's true.
Eh,
It's like, but it's good
Does
to
anyone
see.
have the names?
no,
of
but the
these people?
female, they were good.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
They were
what's-
good.
all right, hold-
Yeah, names would be great because I don't know any of them, but I did like the third one was my favorite.
Yeah.
She had some pretty clever lines in there.
Actually, I have something to say about because we saw the cipher earlier with from the website because BET.com doesn't have everything from the damn that was televised. So we actually had to go to another site to watch it. And one thing I need to mention is Complex.com has the worst setup for videos. They don't have no. Yo, they had maybe 10 videos, 10 or 12 videos, and each one of them were playing at the same
They
time.
play at the same time. As soon as
Really?
You go to the site.
When you
Yeah.
refresh the
So you
page,
have to
it
go
all
and pause
plays. Yeah.
everything.
So I had to scroll down, and then you can't scroll because it's still loading. So it's it's using a whole bunch of memory. So you're like,
That's
trying to-
garbage.
Oh,
That's
it's terrible.
awful. It's so
It's
annoying.
terrible.
So annoying.
But at
First
least
watching, I'm like, why does it
least-
it sound like that?
At least they had the courtesy to put the stuff that was on TV on there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
BET, they didn't even do
their
it.
own fucking channel.
And it came on their channel.
They don't want you to see it. They're like, oh, it's
How
off
is it-
there.
There's like,
It's off
would you
there.
like
Pay
to
us.
see Gucci Mane's
Subscribe.
Gucci Mane's wedding?
Yeah.
Or this award show. I think it was more. Was
you know what's
so
crazy?
much more on his wedding.
When you told me about that,
How dumb does
Kev,
that sentence sound?
Kev, when you told me to watch,
watch,
you were like, "Yeah, we're gonna review the BET Hip Hop Awards." I'm like, "Okay, let me just go to the BET.com, check it out."
Like any normal
Dude, it was
rational
like
human
it
being.
was like looking for a needle in a haystack, man. That shit was like
it wasn't
damn
a
near
pleasant
impossible.
experience. It was not a pleasant experience at all.
What is up with this shit, man?
Tell you, man, that white carpet. It was crazy.
white carpet.
The white carpet.
Yeah, it was a white wedding.
Jesus.
I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah,
should have
yeah.
been the news.
I know. No, that's true.
Apparently,
Here goes.
that's more important
That's how you know
than
you're
the whole award
fishing
ceremony.
for news.
His wedding was all white. I don't know why he wore all white.
A white wedding. I thought that was a song.
Oh, it is a song. A white wedding.
Oh, okay.
Oh man,
What if you had Billy Idol?
I
like,
can't look
singing
it
that
up.
shit?
My phone just ran out of power. Oh no, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. I got it right here. All right, ooh, it came back on.
Technical difficulties everywhere. on this
Wow.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Ever since we went live, weird things have been happening. It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy.
We're still getting the hang of it. We're
show.
still getting the hang
It's
of it.
possessed.
All right, let me see if I can get the names of these cipherettes. But I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
Cipherettes?
Cipherettes.
What the hell is that even?
I don't even know what that means at all.
Cipher.
Yeah.
Cipherettes.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah.
You just gotta
Wow, you're just gonna stop
gotta take-
midway.
Yeah, you
and
found-
you're gonna take a sip.
He's like, "Oh, I found it. I
found
found
it.
it.
Hold on, let me
Hold on.
take
What
this
is it?
sip.
Well, go ahead, share."
Mad professional, Kev. This guy, I swear to God.
So they had was DJ Premier the DJ
Yes.
at all the ciphers,
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
usually,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was.
and they did the same beat that they always do.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
For the
did.
past-
Well, that's
for the
I
past couple of
mean,
years.
yeah.
They're like, let me give you this beat before time, just so you guys can
Dun, dun.
actually. A couple of them fell off a little bit though. They were just like spit mad shit, and I'm like, man, you're offbeat a little bit. Calm down.
Yeah,
There was
no,
a
they
lot.
were-
So this is what I got from it. There was a lot of retakes. There was a lot of editing.
Yeah.
A lot of multiple takes.
A lot of slices.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Lot of
because the
slices.
way they
You can
did
see
it, I don't know who edited it, but they got it really happy about editing, and they didn't do a great job at it. But they had one. I mean, I'll go to it when we get to those guys. But we'll talk about these chicks here
After-
whenever
after-
Kev
after
finally
Kev
gets
takes
to
this
it.
way.
I'm sorry. I'm
Whatever
sorry.
their names are.
It's like,
But they were chopping it up far, far too much
Yeah.
for my liking. Damn it!
Yeah.
And it's like the essence of a cipher is raw,
Raw.
and to be like live and feed off each other.
Like Eric Sermon and Redman did.
Yeah. Like do something like that. Don't do
it's
it
just
over and over and
it's a
over and
straight
then
take.
cut it together and make it look like a production.
The way a cipher's supposed to be is like
Right.
it's just one main camera and maybe one or two other shots from the side
That are
while in the same take. though.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to
same
see a
take.
bunch
so
of
it's
different
three
takes.
cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
It's three cameras
Pretty much, yeah.
shooting the from different angles.
Yes.
At
That's
least
all it
attempt
is.
to fool me and think that it's a freestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's not.
Not
Right.
slash 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 slash.
don't
Especially when in mid bar they were cutting. I'm like, how you gonna cut mid bar? Like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Shit.
all right, the female cipher. There's no names for them. they
Damn.
named everybody else but the females. That's messed
Really?
up.
You serious?
Okay.
I was like,
No,
it's
they
messed
did.
up.
They did say the names. I remember
No, I mean online
one of them
they
was from Florida or some shit.
Maybe during the performance.
During the performance,
They-
yeah.
No, but they didn't say it up top. They did. They
Damn.
named everybody
Yo,
else.
hit the play button. Let me see. Just read the
Well,
names.
But they were good. You know, we could talk about the next cipher after that. It was Fat Joe, Belly, and Sahi the Prince cipher. Really, that's his name?
That's his name. Yeah.
That's his name. He was good.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was good.
Who?
He was the second. dude that came
Sahi
on.
the Prince.
First was Belly. Fat Joe was.
Belly was very good.
Belly, Sahi the Prince is the guy
He
who
was good.
Yeah, he was
I liked
good.
him. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe.
Fat Joe was trash.
God damn it, man.
Fat Joe was trash.
Just a little,
You know what's messed
He
up?
said
I
his
got-
2-3 bars and then he bounced.
I got
Like,
I got a little confused though because they had it listed Fat Joe and they had Belly after that like listed and I'm like
Fat Joe's belly.
yeah I thought it was I'm like wait
Yeah.
I thought that was the same person Fat
Joe's
Joe's belly I'm like wait so Fat Joe's now going by his belly that's his new rap persona and I'm like oh no Belly's a different person okay I got a little confused
Nah, he was good though.
nah
He was
they
good.
were both very good
That was a strong
I was
opening.
like wow someone's actually rapping
Yeah.
holy shit that's
That was good.
refreshing
That guy, he reminded me of Big Pun though, a little bit, like the syllables, like the
first
really,
guy or second
the first guy,
first guy okay
very
Belly.
like
Belly
Belly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Fat
Reminds me
Joe
of the
gave
movie.
him. He gave him Big Pun's rhyme book, and then he just did his own thing. That's
Ah,
why it was
no
so
that
off.
guy's rap name is Fat Joe's Belly
yeah. pops out of his stomach. He's like,
They had a nice area they were at. They were on top of a building. It was
yeah
nice.
that was cool.
that was a good
So-
area for it
But I still didn't like the cuts, man.
Yeah, going off of what you were saying, man, it was almost like a a music video almost.
That's what they're turning
That's
into.
what they're trying
Yeah.
to make it look like.
I
They're trying to make
didn't-
that.
I mean, they want to try something different.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of all that editing.
Because it turns out it makes the best part of ciphers is the rawness, and then if you cut that out, it's just like a mini video or a mini commercial for like rappers.
Sprite.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprite,
Oh,
exactly.
God.
That's what it was.
God. Yeah. That's the only thing in color.
Yep.
Horrible.
The Sprite.
What was that Yellow Wolf said? Drink, was that 2 liters by the, what was that? Drinking Sprite by the 2 liter. And that was it. I was like, come on, man. Damn. They're like, make sure you mention Sprite by the end of it.
That's a lot, Sprite.
You got to mention Sprite.
But the best thing about this
paying
show
you.
is basically the ciphers. It has always been that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's sad to see that it fell off a little bit. A little bit.
With the cuts.
Yeah.
At least it was rapping.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, they
no.
still had some skilled people on
Because
there.
you know what? In my brain, from the last cipher I saw, had Lil Uzi, and that traumatized me. Like, all right, there shouldn't be any more ciphers after that.
Oh, no, that was garbage.
That's the last thing. Oh my god!
At
Holy
least we
shit.
didn't. At least we didn't have that. At least we didn't have that. I
Holy
give it.
shit.
That's very at least.
Holy shit.
It was so bad.
So what's the? We're going through ciphers first then.
All right. The next one was the Young Miami Cipher with Ball Jeezy, Zoe Dollars, Ski Mask, the Slump God,
Wait.
I remember that. Yeah.
and Denzel Curry.
Yes.
Wait,
Those are
remind me
the
of
down
who the-
south guys.
Down south guys.
Remember
remember
the dude who was rapping real fast? He was doing that down south shit, but it was to a
Was it
East Coast beat.
Was it somebody I liked a lot in there? Was it or just overall okay?
No, it was good. It was
good.
good.
Okay.
It was different. The one,
was
the
overall
last
good.
guy had a weird
Is that the
flow.
guy who said something about mayo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
that
I like
was
that
it.
guy. Yeah.
That was it. He's like, I already got the bread, and I got it's like your mail.
And
How
then
do you say mayonnaise?
Mayo.
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 Mayonnaise.
Oh man. Next up was Young Spitters Cipher.
Wait.
Come on, man.
I think that's the one I like.
With Kaz.
The cows.
The Kaz.
The cows was not rapping.
J.I.D.
What the?
Cody Shane. Not the one from Walking Dead. And Ali Dominique. Yeah, it was.
Give me the shut.
Oh, let me see the picture of them.
There's a picture right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's
I'd pull up a picture, but
Oh,
I'm
the guy
afraid
with
the
the-
shit would
the-
crash.
That's the guy with the hairline.
I would
Remember
pull
the
up
guy
a
with the
picture.
hairline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of his.
Oh, that guy with the.
He wasn't bad, but I
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of his. I'm trying to remember if
Yeah, no, he had a. What was it? The guy that looked like. Oh no, let me see.
he was rapping
I don't
mad.
wanna
He was rapping
jump
mad
ahead.
fast, and it seemed like he was offbeat a few times.
Yeah,
And his hairline was all jacked
There's
up.
another dude rapping fast and he had a deep voice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It wasn't easy to catch
I'm
everything
trying to
that he was
remember
saying.
which one was the chick from London with the dreads and the
That was
shades.
afterwards.
That was my favorite.
She started off.
Which one? I'm trying to look at the types.
It might
Which
have
one
been-
was she
it might-
in?
it might
She was the
have
next
been-
one
The
after
London
that.
chick.
No, scroll down.
Scroll. The next one was
Next one.
Eminem after that.
After
I
Eminem.
think it might have been this one with
This-
the guy who looks like Kaepernick and Tupac.
Yes.
Yes, actually,
I like that
probably
guy.
was, yeah.
What was his
Yeah,
name?
Lil Sims. Is that it?
Lil Sims. That was it.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah, that one. I was a big fan of that one because the guy who looked
British.
like Kaepernick and Tupac, he killed it.
Yeah.
Had an ill message at the end of it.
Yeah.
And the chick from London, yo, her flow was hysterical. I just couldn't stop laughing. Like she was killing it, but she just, oh man, it was. I wish we could
I
play
got
it.
the wheels.
Yeah, I wish we could play because it was so
I
hilarious.
got the wheels, and that's how I'm rolling.
Like if there's anyone I would like to do a song with, like it was one of those things. Like, oh man, I want to hear her on a song. It's hysterical. And remember the fat guy who's talking about a stack of hundreds about 5'9"?
Yeah.
He's like, a stack of hundreds about 5'9".
5'9".
About 5'9".
Yeah, stack of hundreds, about 5'9".
And one's like, oh, you can't ask them because they did.
Yeah.
Like everything he
Can't
said.
ask because they dead. Yeah, that twang in his
Yeah,
voice.
everything he said was hysterical. I'm like, all right, I like these guys. That might have been my favorite
This is
cipher
all in your head.
on there. 'Cause they,
One
Don't
thing
ask
about
what they
these
did.
ciphers though is that you barely hear them after it's over.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
It's
it's
like
few and far between. There's like a 1% that you'll hear an album from,
No, you're not.
or just hear verses from on the radio. for the most part.
It's funny you said that because it was one guy in the cipher. What was it?
He might have been on the same.
guy from the Bronx.
He might have been on the same one with the chick, the London chick, the light skinned dude.
No,
right?
well, there was one line he said. He's like, I'm on a what the fuck? He's like, I'm on BET with no
hit song.
with no
Yeah,
hit
with no
song.
hit-
Yeah.
no hit singles.
Yeah. He was mad charged.
Yeah.
He was trying to get all them lines in.
Yeah.
What's messed up is
I was like,
as
oh,
talented
okay.
as they are, you
Yeah.
won't hear them
You
again.
won't
Yeah.
hear him.
I'd
Yeah.
like to hear them again.
Yeah.
They'll get money, though.
You gotta write them up. And
They get paid though.
you gotta look them up yourself. Nobody's
that-
gonna show you.
That's exposure though.
Yeah,
Being on BET, that's exposure. They get paid.
That's true.
Not on BET.com though.
Damn.
No exposure.
They
on
can open up
BET.com.
for other artists and show. You know,
So what you
Oh,
guys think of Eminem Cypher?
Well, we're gonna go to him last.
You
That's
wanna
the
go?
highlight of the whole thing.
Okay.
Why you gonna jump to him now?
Because we
Yeah.
haven't talked about the other ones.
He said we don't.
No, we gotta talk about.
No, we didn't.
We
We
gotta
don't
talk
talk
about
about
the performances now.
Oh, okay, you want to go to performances?
You have no idea how to put together a show. Kev.
Kev likes to hurry up.
So I like to get on with it. All
So
right.
let's talk about some performances.
Really?
I didn't
All
see
right.
any, so you guys got that.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't see it either.
I saw them all ciphers.
I saw them,
I
but
didn't get a chance to
all right,
watch.
I'll go through them. All right, DJ Khaled with Plies,
Oh yeah.
Rick
Yeah,
Ross
yeah.
and T-Pain.
So that was the I'm so hood.
so hood.
That was a throwback. I don't know why they chose to do that right now. I guess it was just nostalgic.
Wait, DJ Khaled raps?
No.
T-Pain.
T-Pain was on.
Why was he
T-Pain.
there? Why
It
was he
good to
even
see
mentioned?
T-Pain. It was good to see T-Pain.
What did he
I
do?
actually like T-Pain. I like T-Pain.
He was still doing his thing. And then they had a whole bunch of throwback guys on there. And then they had Trick Daddy up there. He's always there.
Wait,
Trick Daddy's always
he's
there.
still around?
What?
No, he's not still around. This is
Oh.
a throwback
He
song.
Damn.
Let me ask you though.
He said, no, he's not around.
DJ Khaled was in there.
Yeah.
He was on
goes.
stage.
Yeah,
he
he's
goes
there.
to all these
That's
events.
His song.
He's at all these events,
That's his song.
and there's a song.
Oh God.
We the best.
I'm glad we missed that
And
shit.
he won Best DJ. He always wins Best DJ.
But he doesn't do
He's
anything.
a DJ.
People are actually happy to see Plies. This is news to us. People are actually
Social
happy
media
to see Plies.
because of social
Because
media.
he releases
I didn't
those
know.
he releases those stupid videos on his Instagram when he's
Yeah,
just
no, well, he's
talking
a-
nonsense.
yeah.
and
He's
gotta
everyone
be a
loves it.
character now.
Yeah, he's a character.
It's funny
That's
though.
what he does.
Some of his stuff is funny. Some of his stuff I only know because
Well, I only hear him doing criminal.
The crumb.
Yeah.
And no criminal, bill.
Crimmins.
One of my
But-
coworkers watches him
They
on
were pretty
Instagram.
charged. They were
on
pretty
his
charged
phone,
to see.
and I just so happened to like watch some of it. It's funny. He
Right.
has some
I had no idea who it was. I was like, "Who's this?
yeah.
Who's this?"
He has some funny rants. He has
Who
some
is
funny
this?
rants. I gotta say,
I know-
he's-
I know
but he
criminal,
reinvented
bro.
himself though. That's the thing.
And no criminal.
Really?
He reinvented himself with social media, and he's like back
He's a
into
character.
He's
a character.
you know
Well, that version,
Like DJ Khaled, he's a character. They're not
That-
talented. They're characters.
that version of
I mean,
I'm
it's
So
a
Hood,
ca-
I'm not familiar with, so I just let
Right.
it go.
right
I didn't know who the hell, what was going on it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, enough about DJ Khaled.
Let's go on to the
Jesus
Migos.
Migos are there?
Next,
Bad and
they
bougie.
didn't put him on. They didn't put him on BT.
They
Migos.
were on.
they were
What
on?
did they do?
Bad and bougie.
Oh, they did Bad and Bougie.
Bad and bougie.
Okay, I mean, it's the year of Bad and Bougie.
Honestly,
it
did not
doesn't
know
surprise
that.
me.
That's the only-
I never knew their names. Never knew the Migos.
That's all I remember them doing. I saw him. I
You
quickly.
didn't even know. So
I
you heard
couldn't
the
sit through
song?
the
I
whole
know.
thing.
I heard the song a million times.
I don't
I've
like
never
these
knew who it is.
motherfuckers. So every time they, I'm like, no, I just tune them out. I'm like, all right, I'll listen to a couple minutes and I'm just like,
Yo,
I
but
can't.
that guy, your boy, man,
Cook, crack, crack.
likes him. Donald Glover.
Yeah,
He sticks up for them all the time.
he made a name for them.
He's like, yeah. He's like,
Like,
they're
thank
the
God
best.
for this song.
Yeah, yeah. He like praises them, man.
If it wasn't
He's
for
like
that
they're the
praise-
best.
I
thing.
hate it when I see
He said they're the
artists
best-
I admire praise bullshit artists.
I think
He said they're the best thing to happen
I
to
think
hip-hop.
I think that he was praising the mood of it and what it did to a party. I don't think he praised them as lyricists or anything like that. No.
Huh?
Well, the fact that we have
Like
to
if you
decipher,
hear something come on in the club, if it does a certain thing to the club, you're gonna like that song better. It doesn't matter who's singing it or who's rapping
That's
it.
some bandwagon bullshit, man.
No, I'm saying that's what it is. Sometimes you don't like the people who are rapping, but you do like the song when it comes on. It changes the mood.
That's,
I wouldn't
that's
give him
brainwashing
praise.
shit.
And Bad and Bougie is one of those types of songs.
That's,
Yeah, and I don't like it. He's not the only artist to do it. Andre 3000 did that with Young Thug.
Mhm.
He praises Young Thug's talent, and I'm like,
Busta
damn,
Rhymes
man.
did it with fucking shit, man.
Something
the hell,
Genesis, something Genesis.
OG
Fuck,
Genesis?
OG Genesis.
Yeah.
Well, he signed him, I think, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
he's like,
but god damn it, man.
That's getting them money. They gotta say that.
someone else did it recently, and
bad.
it was pretty bad. Somebody was praising somebody else who was not talented.
Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty.
Enough about the Three Amigos. Let's go. What's next?
All right. After that was Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, he's probably one of the only. performers-
Oh, is that the one where they were doing the stripper song?
yes.
Ah, man.
I was
Man, I'm just as confused as you, man.
So it was a stripper song.
Okay.
He was doing a performance, dropping money from the thing. It was fucking bad. Like, don't do a stripper song at
So
at
what
an
did he,
award show.
What
Like,
did he do?
it was just he had dancers around him,
Uh-huh.
and it was a stripper song. I don't like that.
He had strippers on the stage?
Yeah, I guess they were.
I don't
They
know
were
what the
dancers.
occupation
Like, nah, I'm
was,
just
but they
like-
could have fooled me.
I'm
They
trying
were
to
dancers.
paint a picture though. I'm trying to like
They were just bouncing ass around, throwing money. And
That was it?
Like, come on, this is supposed to be like show some like this is hip hop.
BT.
I guess. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's booty butt.
Booty butt cheeks. Just like Martin Luther King said in Boondocks, man. BET, the worst channel on television.
If that's the image you want to portray for hip hop, then so be it.
Awful.
But damn,
It's
man,
awful image.
they don't
Awful
have to
image.
do that, especially on an awards show.
I saw 10
know what,
seconds
though?
of that performance. I was like, yeah.
I know
I
we.
saw it. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't go
It
anywhere.
didn't go anywhere.
I was like, oh, they got some fireworks.
That's why I like the. I know we're going back to the cipher now, but
Cyphers are more like
I mean-
hip hop.
Cyphers are
That's
more,
more
yeah.
hip hop.
That is more hip-hop.
that guy that looked like Tupac and
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
He had a good message. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's talking about like everybody's trying to talk about robbing and jewels and rock and all this shit, and he's like, yeah, nah,
That's fine.
put your money in the community,
Mm-hmm.
help
I
out.
want to hear
Do
about
something.
that in the song.
No, but
Black on black
the
crime
way he
and-
did it though,
Yeah,
it was
he
good.
did it really
Because
smooth.
he started off.
Because
he
I'm all
started
about
off talking
I'm all
about it.
about positivity, but sometimes it just comes off a little corny.
Right,
like,
right.
but the way he did it, he was just rapping and then he just throws it in there.
Yeah,
and
because he
it
started
was
off
clever.
talking
it was
about
really
it.
clever the way
Yeah.
he did it.
He started off talking about glamorizing, jewelry and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then
Hip hop is all
and
about
then-
being clever.
And then he,
Yeah.
and then he flipped it.
It
and
was.
then at the end, I was like, oh shit, that was pretty
it
cool.
used
Caught
to-
me off. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, oh, there
Yeah.
you go. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
It
I
used to
applaud
be all about being clever.
that.
It used to be about wordplay. It used to mean something.
The ball's
Yeah.
been dropped since then, but
Wait.
there are others that try to keep
Wait,
that
why
torch
was-
held
Speaking
high.
of which, all right, I'll let you go.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
about to say, where was the Uzi? There's no Uzi
No,
cipher.
no, no, no,
There
no.
was no.
No. They don't have anything right now.
They
So,
think right.
15 minutes are up.
well, they did get into like style and clothing and like of the
Mhm.
eras and stuff like that. So I mean, they try and throw that in as a hip hop thing. It's not one of the major things. I mean,
I saw
graffiti is
that-
not really a thing now anyway. So I
Mm.
guess if they replace that with fashion, so be it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were going into like 2000 fashion and
I
2010
saw that on that-
fashion.
on
so
the
they
BET.
did something like that. I mean, it's like, all right, whatever. You want to show people dressed like Nelly and Fresh Prince? Like, yeah, I mean, whatever. So
Hip hop's influence on the fashion industry, as long as that they didn't show
They go too
Kanye
far.
West's freaking awful clothing line.
they probably did. They go too far.
Over expensive.
They go too far. It's
For a
not. It's
t-shirt.
not. It's not
It's
important.
Seriously.
It's nonsense.
Fashion isn't that important. I mean, they had my Adidas and stuff back in the day, but it's not important like that.
It's not.
Who
It's
cares
not.
about these name brands? Who
Yeah,
cares?
who gives a shit about
Strip
it?
the
That's nothing to
names,
do with
what do you
hip-hop.
got? What do you
That's
got
nothing to
if
do
you
with
strip
hip hop.
them?
How about the style? Just the style itself, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care about the names of these people.
Well, that's how it started off.
Next
You know?
up was Yo Gotti.
Yeah, next. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Fuck it,
I don't
fuck
even
it.
know who that is.
Wow.
Fuck it,
And
fuck it.
Yo, God.
don't apologize. Don't apologize. I
sorry.
don't know who that is, and I don't really care who it is, to be
You
honest.
guys out there want to hear about Yo Gotti, or you want us to move on? You want us to move on? Okay.
Well, move on.
I
Okay.
think
Let's
like,
move on.
please keep it going, guys. So we'll just keep
Yeah,
it
right.
going.
Next is Cardi B.
This is gonna be fun.
Keep it
No, this is fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. This is
She
gonna be fun.
performed Bodak Yellow. Her
Bodak
hit
Yellow.
sing Bodak Yellow.
Bodak.
You know where that
yeah.
name came
Bodak.
from, right? I call it Bodox.
No,
Looks
man.
like she
it
got
came from
Botox.
Kodak. No, it came from Kodak Black.
Yes,
Get it?
yes, came from Kodak Black.
Yes, he
God
stole
damn.
his flow.
Stole the flow,
She-
stole the
she
name.
Swagger jacked his flow.
Swagger Jack.
Swagger Jack.
Yes, she stole the whole thing. Did a song. Said, "Thank you, and congratulate him. He got on a remix. Like he's getting money from that song every time it gets played anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same exact thing. I didn't hear about it until she did it. It's pretty fun. I mean, I like the song. Yeah, I'm not a fan of her persona. And like she's from Love and Hip Hop,
Uh-huh.
and not too many people got successful from Love and Hip Hop, but she's one of the ones who did.
Yeah.
And now people are gonna start using that show as a jump off point.
And she used to be a stripper.
Again, yeah.
Great. We got the best coming out in 2017. We got the
Her,
greatest.
she's a character. She's a character.
Isn't everybody nowadays?
You have to be.
These some bunny shoes.
You
That's what that shit is.
I'm funny, bloody,
These
Money.
These bell bottoms.
red shoes.
got
red
some
bottoms.
bell
But speaking of
bottoms.
Cardi
Some
B-
bunny shoes.
She had 9 nominations. Took home, I think, about 4 or 5 awards.
All right, listen. There's no need for 9 nominations for one song.
9 nominations.
For what?
For what? For that Kodak? For Bodak? What?
Bodak
Bodak Black.
Bodak Yellow.
Kodak? Did you say Kodak?
For Bodak.
Buddy,
Yellow.
buddy. That's all, folks.
No, for the one song, okay? But listen, she came out. I'm used to her almost falling out of everything she wears.
She's
anyway.
She's a stripper. She doesn't know how to put clothes on.
Yeah. So she's ready for it to fall off. Whatever it is, it's gonna fall off.
Great
It's
representation
almost-
for females in hip hop.
It's millimeters away from nipple. whatever she's wearing. So I guess that's part of her
She
character.
almost always falls out.
Oh, it's part of her character.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking to her, you're gonna see something. But she came out. in
She's
this-
a stripper, of course. You're gonna see something.
She came out in this big fucking pimp mink though, and it was ugly as hell. I was like, all right, are you gonna bring these big things out or what? Because people don't want to hear you; they just want to see this. And then in the middle, she pops them out. I'm like, oh, there they go, and they're almost out.
Wow.
They're almost out.
Wow.
And this is an award show.
This is an award
This
show.
is an award show. What a disgrace.
And this is BET.
Fucking disgrace.
Black entertainment.
No, the
man.
outfit was terrible.
They need
Like,
to
whatever.
they need to
man.
redo BET.
What the hell?
They need to redo it.
They need to fire some people, man.
Yeah, just redo it
from
completely.
from the top down, man. Just
Because they get like
Let
the
people
bottom.
go.
They get the bottom
How
of
about
the
big?
barrel.
How about call it
Jeez.
big entertainment?
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
entertainment.
Let's call it big
Big
entertainment.
entertainment.
BET.
Don't put black on it.
yeah,
It just makes
nah.
this
It's
look
it's
bad.
a disgrace.
They make it
man.
look bad.
Look bad.
It doesn't have to be low budget. It doesn't have to
horrible.
be like just put some production value and stuff.
Doesn't have to
Make
be
it look good.
ass
At the
is
very least.
shaking all
Why?
the time.
I mean, people. I mean, listen. I'm all for black entrepreneurs and everybody owning stuff, but you got to put in some quality.
Yeah,
Don't just make
seriously.
it look like okay, it's supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
It's
No,
trash.
I think that's what they want it to be. I mean,
Oh,
the people
God.
putting it on TV want it to look like.
It's,
This.
yeah, it's
Yep.
a lot of people who assume
No, it's
what
true.
BET is actually what BET is.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's like, and
'Cause I'm
that's,
sure we can do higher
Oh.
production values. We can make it look better. We can make people dress up like better instead of this chick. There was a chick who was wearing this see-through everything,
Yes.
and I'm like,
I remember that.
This is where we're at.
I
Right
was
now.
like, yeah, it
what's
looked like
the-
she was wearing like,
see-through.
but it was
Everything.
This was covered up. But
Well,
but
you, I
it
mean,
was
you have to
nothing-
tape. You
so-
have to tape
yeah.
over the nipple, but you can see the whole body.
But there was
just-
nothing to the imagination. Nothing.
No, it
she
was
showed
just-
her whole waist.
she showed her whole waist.
Wow.
Her whole waist.
Wow. Oh my God.
Her whole body.
That's
was
a good one,
seen,
Jay. I
like-
like that. Like where
A
you
whole
at with
waist.
that. Your
But
whole
now
waist.
that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. On the red carpet or whatever, to have see-through stuff, so you
Right.
can show nipples, show whatever, and that's fine.
fucking
Whatever. I'm all for it.
So dumb.
Fine, you can wear what you want to wear.
I feel
Fine.
bad for all the women out there. I feel bad for all, y'all. Got no role models.
Make it normal.
None.
Make it normal.
None.
It's just a chest. Make it normal.
This is why when someone
Well,
comes
for women in hip hop, they got no like nothing.
Nah, it sucks. It sucks.
Where's
on.
Bahama D at?
well, yeah, where is Muhammad? Who?
Yeah.
Where's Queen Latifah? Queen Latifah
wow.
needs to make another album.
Oh my
Get
God.
Queen Latifah back in here.
Where's Jean Grey?
Where's Jean Grey?
Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Lady Rage. Get
Nah,
Whoa,
keep her
whoa.
out.
Hey, man.
MC Light. MC
Wow.
Light.
I actually just heard Lady Rage in Grand Theft Auto 5. They
Really?
have her song
Speaking
in there,
of-
Rough and Stuff with Afro Puffs.
Speaking of Bodak Yellow, that's
Oh, shit,
another
man.
that's another version of her. This is what could happen down the line. That one song.
That's what I'm saying. She
The
could
one
be a
song.
one-hit wonder.
Well, a lot of these people have been disappearing after this. Where the hell's Designer? Has anyone seen him?
Nah, he's trying to make another song.
No, he's not. He's
Yo,
he's-
speaking of which, oh,
he's cracked out.
Wait, what's next? What's next live performance?
Next live performance after that is Trina, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross
thought
celebrate
so.
Uncle Luke.
I thought so. Okay, so let me get to this.
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke, salute Uncle Luke. He's hilarious. It was a fun show.
I like that actually. That was
Everyone
pretty-
knows
that was a
somebody
fun
like
performance.
him.
Yes, but what was it? Chick Which Mama gave it all that.
Yeah.
I can't even move
he
out
was
of
part
seat.
of what was it? Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew.
So
And he played
he
Me
was a
So
raunchy
Horny and all that
motherfucker. He
shit.
was a raunchy dude.
Flow Rider came out. It was hilarious.
That type of music though, he started that whole
did.
thing. So he was a big.
Booty shaker music, right?
It was what was it? It was
Strip music.
not strip. It's stripper music, yes, but it was called Washington D.C. Like I forgot what it's
DC.
called. Yeah, D.C. bounce. Oh, something.
Booty
Shuffle?
Fine, we'll call it the booty shake. Whatever. But
Booty shuffle.
Nah, he was a definite pioneer in making that music and down south popular back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't do that now. I mean, they kind of do. They still do that. But then it's kind of. They said it's kind of the birth of trap. Kind of.
Really?
Yeah, they just slowed it down.
Oh.
But yeah, that type of music, stripper
bell
music,
bottoms.
and that's what trap music is.
It's like this.
It's stripper music.
Pretty much strip music.
So yeah, that's why. I mean, his performance and everything it stood the test of time.
It has stood the test of time. I'll give it that.
Yeah, but
Nice.
that performance that they showed there was pretty cool.
Yep.
But
And he was having a lot of fun too.
I mean, Trina obviously she shows up. Trick Daddy obviously shows up.
Yep.
Like that's,
He ain't doing nothing.
He always shows up. They always at every
He's like, "I'll be
performance. right
there."
now. This is a big year for them.
No,
It is. Second time I've
He's
seen
like-
them both on
He's
a
like,
award show.
He's like, I requested off at McDonald's. I'll be there that day. I will be there. I requested off.
He didn't
My boss
wear,
gave me that day.
He didn't wear a white shirt this time, which is a
God
good idea.
damn.
But but then they had Flo Rida and he did his thing, whatever. But then they had Rick Ross. Okay, now let me get into Rick Ross here.
Uh-oh.
Ricky Rose.
What's
He lost
going
weight.
on? What's going on with him?
He lost weight.
What's going on with him?
I don't like him.
Is he addicted to scissor or something? Like
Scissor?
what happened to him?
He lost weight.
No, that's not what happened.
What? Because of his speech?
He can't. I couldn't understand him at
It
all.
was like 2 for me, 2 for you.
No, I
Like
couldn't understand any word he said.
Really?
Yeah,
Got the Justin Bieber.
nothing.
Please believe.
I couldn't understand anything he said. Both perform. He was out twice,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't understand anything he said, especially during his loop
He
performance.
might be.
He said,
Nah, he had problems. Something's
He
going on.
couldn't even say that?
Was
Did he do his
Yeah, he
sound
did that.
effect?
He did that.
He did that, but
I couldn't hear a
They're
word
like-
he said.
Yeah.
It was mumbly as shit, and I was like, "Are you high? Like, what's wrong with you? Are
Larry
you addicted
Hoover.
to this shit?"
It might
Probably-
be the scissor.
He might be high.
It was real bad
they on that shit.
because
man.
he never sounded like that. Maybe his mic was fucked, but he was. I thought it was like his first performance that he showed. That his mic was messed up,
Yeah.
Wow.
but it was lower. But then when I heard him on this, I couldn't understand a word he
He's
said.
hanging out with Justin Bieber.
No,
what
Just the people.
no, no,
please
no,
believe
Got the Justin Bieber. Please believe.
no.
Oh my god.
But I
Oh,
questioned
my
what
God.
was going on with him because I never
Yeah.
heard him sound like that.
That's true.
It was pretty bad.
He did look happy though.
It's pretty bad.
He looked happy.
Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he was completely gone.
Could be. It's an award show.
About to say,
People,
if,
I mean,
on
man,
the BET award
you
show,
go backstage. There's probably
you have
mad.
a stripper receiving an award.
Yeah.
with tits out.
Yeah.
You don't think anyone's fucked up
Come
on
on.
stage?
Maybe.
Come on,
Maybe
man.
that was
It's
it.
a mockery.
I
Yeah.
feel.
It's a
I
complete
feel.
mockery.
I was worried.
I'm sure they got a
worried.
lot of booze backstage. and it
Booze,
just, oh,
scissor,
Boobs and boobs.
everything.
Boobs and I like that.
Everything.
Coke
B&B.
blondes.
Sounds like a
Come
party
on,
to
man.
me. Sounds like a BT party.
Oh yeah.
Who's next?
Oh,
Who's
man.
got the?
That was it. That was it.
No, I was gonna say real quick.
Oh, then we got Eminem.
We got the Eminem.
Well, no,
cypher.
before we go to Evan, I was going to say real quick. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, years down the line, we find out that you remember MC Hammer? How all the stories of like other artists were saying how
He's a
he was
gangster.
gangster, right? What if, imagine years from now we find out that
That he was
fucking,
pumps to the bump?
Lil Bieber was
Was gangster? Gangsta
the
Bieber.
fucking Biebs was like
Fuck out.
a gangster or some shit.
I'm about to say, who's Little Bieber?
Lil Bieber.
I said Lil Bieber.
I said Lil Bieber. Why the hell did I say that?
Leave it to Bieber.
Leave it to
Who's a
Bieber.
gangster?
Who the fuck is Little Bieber?
the Lil Beebs.
No, not Lil Beeb.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm thinking of Lil Yachty and shit now.
Justin Bieber's gangster.
Justin Bieber.
Imagine that.
Justin Bieber.
That's
Justin
Justin
Bieber
Bieber's
is
rap name,
gangster.
the Lil Beeb.
The
Little Bieber.
Biebs.
Justin Bieber is gangster.
No, he's not. Nice.
Well, he was hanging out with Mayweather. You know,
Who's
like,
Mayweather?
No, he wasn't.
Mayweather.
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 I just find it hilarious. I think you brought up last time that people were
What's
like,
that?
"Yeah, fucking MC Hammer's mad gangster." It's like, no,
Yes, he is.
no,
he is.
I
He is.
refuse to believe
He
that he's
is.
gangster.
I saw
It's just the funniest shit in the world.
the interview with what was it with Redman, and then there was another interview
He's
with
got
with
Well, they brought it up. They brought it up that he was mad.
there was a bunch of other
And it was
artists.
hilarious.
There was a bunch of other artists from
Did he
that
really
time.
chill with
from that era.
Tupac?
Yeah,
Dude, this crazy.
he was there.
This shit's crazy.
He
This
was
shit's
there.
crazy because I thought they just
No,
threw
it's
that
true.
shit in there.
No,
in the
it's true.
fucking movie. He was chilling with Tupac.
When he had all of his money, he had a lot of power. A lot
Oh
of
my
power.
Third base. That was it. The guy from Third Base.
Third base, what? He was gangster?
No. He was
Oh.
talking about MC Hammer.
Oh, being a
Because
gangster.
Third Base, their whole thing was dissing MC Hammer.
Yeah.
They even had
Motherfucker came for him.
in the music video, they had a fake.
And they beat him with a bat,
and
right?
they beat him down in the music video. And he was going to an award show in California,
Yeah.
and he was telling the whole story of how they had a hit on him. And the whole hit was set up by fucking MC Hammer.
And you wonder what happened to Tupac and Biggie.
That shit's
MC
crazy.
Hammer had him whacked.
Had
Hammer
the
was like,
bloods.
it's hammer time.
It's Hammer.
It means totally different.
They like he like
He said the one guy,
kidnap somebody, give me the hammer.
the one guy fucking saved his life. Like, told him like, "Yo, don't go, whatever. Don't go to the award show." He's like, "Nah, man, fuck that." You know?
You don't fear the Walking Dead on
Yo,
it.
and then he's like, "Yo, that shit was real."
Oh, with the hammer? With the hammer?
Yep.
He said that shit was real.
That was hilarious.
MC
All right.
Hammer. That-
So
that-
Marshall Mathers.
But anyway,
That
yes.
should be a separate podcast topic. MC Hammer being a gangster.
Yes, yes, it should.
I'm gonna do my research.
We need to, yo, you need to watch this shit. It's fucking good.
I will.
This shit is
I'm
good. This
intrigued
shit
as
is good.
fuck.
So let's talk about this Marshall Mathers freestyle.
Yes.
That took the world by storm.
And it's the only cipher that sounded like a freestyle.
And he's orange.
And it's the only, well, it's
that,
also
man.
the only cipher that didn't have a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That's why.
Well, that's what he does. He does this.
It was a freestyle because he messed up early. He was
Nah,
like,
I think it was part of the plan.
He said, you think-
Was it?
But
Yeah, I
you
think
think it
it
was a
was.
stage mess up?
I think it was. I think.
Really?
I think he knew it. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I think he did.
It looked like a fuck up to me.
Yeah, it looked like a fuck up.
He rhymed.
And also,
He rhymed it.
He continued, he picked it up, but
Well, he's
it
the
looked,
master, though. He's
Yeah, no,
he
he's-
is the master.
you know.
I believe. Yeah, I believe he wrote that.
Damn.
No, I bet no. That's what it is. I'm sure he had I'm sure that there were notes.
Stop that.
What?
Stop that.
No, I'm sure he had notes like
Bullet points.
Yeah, he had like a rhyme book. Or
His
whatever
delivery
like
on that, his poetic delivery isn't so much musical when he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not. But people put a beat to it. It's lyrical, yes.
Lyrical.
It's poetry.
That's why I was getting more of a off the top vibe from it, because it seemed at the beginning it seemed kind of scattered. He didn't he didn't hit the ground running until like
He's a bad actor.
yeah. He didn't,
I mean, he was fine in 8 Mile. He was fine in 8 Mile. But during
Damn.
this,
He's playing himself. Well, how the
Damn.
fuck?
but during this freestyle, he's a bad actor.
Yeah.
He's like, I forgot what I was. Oh, I know.
no, I don't believe that. No, that's
That
nonsense.
was all
Not
part.
that.
That was
No,
all part of the
nonsense.
play.
Yeah, no, that's nonsense. I'm
No,
not
but
talking about that part.
when he kind of stuttered.
But he was like his
He kinda
beginning
stuttered.
lines. He like it was like the first couple lines. Stop. It was like it was an abrupt stop. Then something stop, and I'm like,
And then he had to breathe.
and then he got into the flow of like lines because like at the beginning it wasn't really.
Right.
It looked like he was like getting to certain points, and it was like kind of like all right.
So it was about Trump. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. It was
Really?
about Trump.
And he's
I thought it was
orange.
about
It was about President Trump, U.S. President Trump.
I thought it was about Obama.
As if we weren't in the U.S.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite line, by the way.
So a lot of people had problems with this.
Really? Why?
Yeah, they did.
Why they have problems with it?
Because they want to have problems with Eminem.
Okay. All right.
They want to have problems with Eminem. They don't feel like he should be representing anyone. And they don't feel like he has the power to do so at the moment because he's not relevant. New hip hop.
Are these white people who voted for Trump? I had a problem with Eminem.
No.
This is every.
These are people who just have beef with Eminem and don't want to hear it from him.
Right.
Yeah.
And newer hip hop artists had beef with it. They were tweeting against them. Like who was it? It was Vince Staples, I believe. He was tweeting out, "Oh, he's garbage. That's garbage." Because you know what the beef was? People who had a legitimate better beef and said it in song
Yeah.
before Eminem weren't heard. You wouldn't talk about them for a second.
Right.
Underground, wherever. If he said it, no one would care. If Eminem says it, the world is on fire.
But that's not his fault.
That's not.
No,
his-
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm
Right.
saying that's what the real beef
That's what
was.
the beef
they
is
don't
about.
want
I
him to
got it.
have the power to do it. And then they say white privilege and all this
Yeah,
stuff. Like if a black guy said it, and then
Yeah.
he tried to say if Eminem was black, he'd be Redman, and no one would care because no one talks about Redman
Damn, man.
ever.
But
Damn.
you know what
That's
the thing
a
is? The thing
savage
is,
red man.
What the thing is,
He's
it's like
actually a good rapper,
the
man.
thing is, it's
No,
like
that's the point.
no. The thing,
No,
the
but
thing about that
he's
about
not
it
on
to me,
anybody's
it's
top
like
list.
it's like to hate on Eminem for that. It's not his fault that he's white. You know, like the guy clearly is like one of the top rappers all time, and you know he's got the platform to say something. And just because you said the same thing and you weren't heard, it's not his fault.
They were saying
Right,
it wasn't
you know?
good enough though. That it was.
Some people, I read some comments saying it's like, "Oh, I thought he was going to go out harder, go harder." He had no beat. He didn't have a beat. All right.
Well,
he did not
I mean,
have
it
a
was
beat.
the fact that how many people are going to even let you say anything about Trump? It's the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Like
That's
you're not really supposed to even let that be heard
Yeah.
in America.
And I'm sorry though, it's like hearing a white rapper say that on a black platform right there is
That was a major beef.
it was like that's crazy though. It
It's
holds
BET. What is he
it
even
holds more weight. I'm sorry.
It holds
Especially-
more weight.
doing? Through his whole weight.
His whole weight.
Because number one, Eminem's one of the most biggest hip hop music, one of the most biggest music stars in the world. You know, so it's like
You said most biggest.
that's the most big.
Bigly.
Bigly.
Bigly. He does everything bigly.
Bigly.
He's
He
one
is
of
one
the
of the-
biggest music stars in the world.
Yes.
Okay? Does that sound better?
big.
Bigly.
He's one of the most biggest.
We're gonna do it bigly.
We're gonna do it big.
Bigger than you've ever seen. Huge.
It's huge with a Y.
China.
Huge.
China.
But I mean,
China.
to go off what you're saying is yes, he is one of the biggest musicians in the world.
You could have Jay-Z go at Trump the same way. It's not gonna hold the same weight.
But they started throwing age at this.
Ageism?
They
Saying
said that
M's too
because
old.
he's white, he can say stuff at his age and still mean something.
Nah.
If it was a black guy at his age, we wouldn't care at all.
Nope.
But then I throw
It's not
Jay-Z
true.
out there. Jay-Z is older than him.
Jay-Z is
isn't
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he? And
he
people
did.
still care about what Jay-Z says.
Yeah, they, absolutely.
So it's not ageism.
Yeah,
Seriously. Method Man had something to say. Someone would say if he was on the award
Meth
show
and
and
Red
said
won't
something.
get talked about. That's another
the
story
thing.
altogether.
Yes.
They should be
According
talked
to
about.
history, they never rapped.
Exactly.
it's the foulest thing in the world.
Mad
Two of the
foul.
best rappers all
Mad foul.
time.
Two of the best rappers
It's like
aren't
they-
in
it's like-
anyone's top five
No,
at all.
Never. Never.
and won't be mentioned.
Never.
Nearly ever in the top 10.
That's just crazy.
Seriously.
But that's the problem in itself. That's not white privilege.
Yeah. It's
And he wouldn't be. Listen, I read the article. I was like, listen, Eminem would be Redman? No, he wouldn't.
No, he
wouldn't.
He would
because
not.
Redman doesn't have.
he's not political.
He doesn't say things that make people angry. Like he doesn't have that edge. That like I mean I love Redman.
Redman is just a
Redman
fun-
is
He
still,
doesn't incite controversy
fun
with his
s-
lyrics.
No, like
he
yeah,
doesn't.
there's no
Fun.
controversy in his lyrics according like to how Eminem's was.
Yes.
Eminem Redman never killed his wife in a song.
Just pull the AK out of a box of snow cones.
Redman,
Give me
I
your
mean,
fucking money.
I still rate Redman higher than Eminem. Sometimes it's here and there. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
But he doesn't incite riots like Eminem.
No, he doesn't.
With
No.
what he says.
Eminem
so
has
if he
power in
said
his
that,
lyrics.
they would say, who cares? And that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. That's the cause. That's another story in itself. But don't say that he would be this guy.
No.
Because no, he wouldn't.
Whoever said that doesn't know anything
He would be
whatsoever
like
about anything.
he would be Chino XL or something if he wasn't white, if he was Spanish or something. Like that's the type of rapper. And who knows? Nobody knows Chino XL anymore.
Chino Excel.
But he had controversial raps like that back in the day. He was Hispanic.
Yeah.
Sounds like a DC hero, DC Comics superhero.
But see, no one will say his name.
Right.
But that's the type of rapper that
Except for
Eminem
Tupac.
was.
Tupac said Chino Excel.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was back.
was
Tupac
one
has been dead. He's been dead.
He is
Yeah.
not
Talk about now.
dead. He's not.
He's
dead.
in Puerto Rico.
All right?
I'm talking about
After
now. But yeah, I mean, I don't get that comparison. But I mean, I thought that what he said was pretty shocking because people weren't saying it, or people were saying it, but nobody was gonna put it on a pedestal and say it like that. So thank white privilege that he had for that. Why even
Seriously,
say it?
that was white privilege used in the right way. You can never denounce or take the light away from an event where a white guy is throwing shade at another white guy. You know, especially when it's somebody like Trump.
He didn't
who-
like Bush either,
Yeah,
Nah,
he didn't like Bush either.
He let it be known he didn't like Bush.
but he did a song for that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you know, so we're gonna see something
I
else.
thought that would save us. It didn't save
Nope,
us.
didn't save didn't save us.
He didn't come out with Obama stuff though.
Obama- 'cause
He
everyone
didn't come out with no
likes
Obama.
No, he
stuff.
liked Obama.
He
He
didn't
said
come
we
out
gotta
with
give Obama props. He said that in his life.
Everyone likes Obama.
He was a popular president.
Nah, but I don't
likes
like
Obama.
people. I don't like the fact that the dude coming after Eminem like
A lot of people.
like it's what's why
Because he's not relevant, according to people now. They don't want to hear him anymore. This is the write-off period in an artist's life when they say either he's dead and amazing or alive and no one wants to hear him.
Yeah.
So
Well, when you hit that age point, people start to hate. Like
wait until you hit 50. There's never been a relevant rapper who was 50 years old.
KRS One. No, I'm saying
There's never been a relevant rapper who
much
come out with
love.
an album
Much love.
at 50 years old. Now we'll see in the next 5 years or
Jay-Z.
so.
Even though
who
Will
can
be
do
the
it.
one.
Even though this isn't
I
rap,
think Jay-Z will be
Even
the
though
one.
this isn't rap, we were talking about last time. Katy Perry in her 30s, she's getting thrown out. They're throwing her out.
They
They made a host.
Slowly
They
thrown-
made it the host.
sabotaged her career.
They did.
They
The
did.
shark
They
stole
said,
the
Chuck
shark.
seems to be doing well. Let's make her pink. What?
Yeah.
How?
Telling
Why?
you-
Cut her hair.
No,
Pink is older than her, right?
the powers that be.
Cut her hair.
The powers that be decide when someone is done, and that's it.
Yeah.
They decide, and they throw you the fuck out when you hit a certain age.
They
and
want to
it's
do it with
fucked
Eminem,
up.
but if the words are powerful enough, you can't do it. And people
That's
are
true.
angry. People are angry that he still says stuff that incites
Well, look,
emotion.
Yeah.
Well,
you need the younger rappers need to be, they need to get their skill up. All right, Eminem still kills anybody in the game right now.
I still
All right,
miss
you
the
still-
Marshall Mathers Elfie, though. I know a lot of people do.
Like
But
you
then,
have,
listen, I saw they dissed him because he still rapped it like his old self. And I was like, don't you want, isn't that what people are asking of him? He didn't change his style like Jay-Z. He didn't get an adult with his raps. I'm like, when he changes his style, aren't you the same people who condemn that and say, I want old Marshall Mathers back? So when he becomes that, now
Jay-Z
you wanna
gets a
hate
lot
again?
of flack. He gets a
Now
lot
they
of
want to
flack.
hate again?
don't listen to
Yeah.
the fans.
It's
No.
like
Don't listen to
The
the fans.
masses
They don't
are-
know what they want.
The masses are asses.
They don't
That's
know
what
what they
say.
want.
It's what it is. You can't
Because it's
listen
not
to
on
these people.
TRL?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you can't please
It's
everybody.
coming back,
man.
by the way.
You can't please
And
everybody.
above all
Is it?
else-
I heard. Yes, I heard
Oh
about that.
God! no.
above all
fucking
else,
kill me.
you want an artist to be as genuine as possible. If they have
That's
a growth
Eminem.
period,
Let him do Eminem.
yeah.
That's
If Eminem is if if he's representing himself at that time when he made that album,
If
let him do it.
If I sold the most albums of all time as a rapper, and I was still my same style, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it. I don't care who the minority is who doesn't like it. I'm selling the most
The
albums
vocal
ever.
minority.
Selling
Fair.
the most albums
Yeah.
ever.
Yep.
You can't stop that.
Yep.
Keep in mind that now at Eminem's age, he's at the point where it's like he's just gonna he's not gonna listen to whatever record label says, oh, you gotta do this, like he did early in his career. He's just gonna say whatever the hell he wants at this point in time. He's gonna rap the way he wants. He's gonna do whatever song he wants to do, and then that's it. And if people decide to like it, they decide to like it. And a lot of people don't have that freedom.
They said he didn't change or evolve.
Wow.
Have you seen what he looked like when he first came out?
Wait, who is they?
Nonsense.
Who is-
Online. Just online.
People.
Online.
My God.
People.
Nonsense. Because if you looked at when he came out, when he was rapping about pizza, mushrooms, then we didn't serve you mushrooms, girl. So if you look at that guy, second album, total evolution. Next album, pretty much the same. I mean, he did like 3 albums pretty much the same until like Encore or whatever. And then he went on his drug binge. And then, I mean, he was probably on it the whole time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it went a little too far. And then he did like the D12, and then he did like the black hair when he came back. Well, that was for recovery, right? When he came with black hair.
Relapse.
Black hair is when he
Relapse.
did.
No, black hair is when he had.
the 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 in the morning.
Did he have black hair for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
relapse.
was
Yeah.
relapse.
Then he had
And then he did the
recovery.
whole thing when he changed, and then he changed his image then, and now he's got a beard, black hair, like total different person.
That's not evolving.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, he didn't evolve like Jay-Z. I'm like, Jay-Z?
Jay-Z?
He still wears the fitted. He still looks like Jay-Z. He does the same exact
He
thing.
still stands on stage and stands.
Sure, he threw in a suit. That's about
He
it.
didn't evolve like Jay-Z.
He didn't have the Hawaiian shirts anymore. I don't think Jay-Z's gonna be wearing Hawaiian shirts
No,
anymore.
Jay-Z's
Yeah.
not wearing Hawaii.
Yeah, it's,
Al doesn't wear Hawaiian shirts anymore.
it's different.
I never wore a Hawaiian shirt. I don't know where the fuck you got that from.
Jay-Z had to
Christ.
evolve. The
I don't,
wine
know where
shirts.
I don't know where you got this crazy idea.
I got pictures. I
Them,
got
them
pictures.
flower shirts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That
Flower
shit's hilarious.
shirts in high school, yo.
Drake
fucking
never,
stupid.
Drake never did wear that. I know.
Never wear that.
You didn't see like that's crazy. Eminem had a very distinct evolution after what you call it, Proof died. You know, you definitely he got back to normal and he started
Right.
He
killing
went a
it
little
again.
crazy. He
You
went a
know?
little crazy. Yes.
Afterwards or
His
during?
lyrical, and the way he thought of things is just weird.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Listen to Rap God.
Yeah.
Just listen to Rap God. 6 minutes of a lot of fucking in-depth shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing, but it's like, fucking Christ, where does that come from?
Jay-Z had like a growth spurt because he had number one, he had like 3
Babies.
kids. He had babies and he got caught out there cheating. So it's like- and then his wife came out with an album kind of airing the stuff out the year before. So
Let me tell you the MC
The mullet?
right now. No, the
okay. Okay.
The
I was like,
MC, the MC who had the most
oh.
like change.
Mhm.
Drake.
Drake?
Drake evolved the most.
Really?
You know why?
Because he just sings?
No, because he just takes whatever people give him. Of course he's gonna evolve. He's different people every song.
That's true though, because he's got ghostwriters. He hires a new ghostwriter.
Everybody's
I'm
like,
a new artist.
He's amazing. He sounds different every song because it's a different person every song.
He got another person
Someone else
writing
wrote
shit.
it.
I wouldn't say that's evolving. That's the highest paid actor.
No,
he just
I
takes
know.
whatever script they
But I'm
give
saying,
him.
in people's minds.
Well, he
Yeah,
was an
yeah,
actor,
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
They think he's evolving
Yeah,
with
yeah.
every song
Yeah.
and he's changing his style
Yeah.
every year. No, he
He's like-
just hires a new person.
Listen, guys.
My taste for hiring
Why?
new
He
ghostwriters.
started off
He
acting,
started off acting.
and now he's an actor
Exactly.
rapper.
Now he's a DJ.
He's
man.
playing.
shows-
This is all a part.
He also shows growth when he hires Al as a body double.
That's exactly the same.
It's the same thing.
You know, these jokes are so bad. These are
Only to
fucking
you.
bad jokes. It's oh my god, terrible, terrible.
Al doesn't sing. Al doesn't sing. But he can lip sync.
Yeah, you want me to sing?
You lip sync the shit out of it.
No, but I think it's bullshit.
Your
And
ears, your ears will bleed. if I sing.
I thought Eminem's cipher was needed, and I'm glad that all the content was directed at Trump.
I do wish he had a.
But Fat Joe gets no love.
He shouldn't.
He said about Trump.
Yeah, a little bit.
For what?
But he's not white though. He's not
Why
white.
should Fat Joe get
He's
corrected?
minority.
Oh, wow.
I've been hating on Fat Joe
Yeah.
ever since Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon. When he didn't want them to make fun of him, I'll smack the fire out your ass. And they weren't allowed to make fun of him, so fuck Fat Joe.
Yeah, no, that's not cool,
All
man.
right, that's not cool. All right, you're fat. You're an easy target.
He
All
lost
right,
weight. He lost weight.
That's true.
he's
slimmed-
still
he slimmed
fat.
down, Joe.
Now he's not
Yeah.
obese. He's
And he came
fat.
back with all the way up.
Kevin,
I
you
give-
waited
I give him
months
credit
to say that.
I can't wait to see
You
it.
waited
I
months
love
to say
seeing
that.
it.
And
He
that
was
song
waiting.
was
He held
actually
it.
I like
the
that song.
origin of that song was based on the scale. It went all the way up.
And on that note,
No, well, I had mixed feelings about Eminem talking about Trump.
because you don't want to hear politics.
Yes, exactly. It's an award show.
Mm.
I love Eminem, but it's like I was like,
It was
what
better than Pharrell.
But
Thank you.
I'll give it.
Thank
I'll
you.
give it this.
Thank you.
It was entertaining. Yeah, Pharrell's goddamn awful. That shit was like a rant. That was like a. He didn't even. He was just like.
That was a freestyle.
Yeah,
sorry, though,
that
man.
was definitely a freestyle.
In defense of that,
But-
though, sometimes people don't care about these topics until you do something like that. You see the NFL players take a kneel for the anthem. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, people are talking about police brutality. So
Yeah,
sometimes
Not anymore. They changed it.
They're still talking
They
about
talk
it.
about the army. Like
Yeah.
it's disrespectful to the army. Like
Yeah,
that's not what
yeah.
they're doing it for.
It's still in the news.
That's how they're flipping it. They're
Yeah.
trying to,
That's
trying to
how
flip it.
Trump
That's
is
how they flip
flipping it.
That's how they're flipping it. But
That's
no,
what Eminem said.
No,
Okay?
if there's anybody who should have said something, it's Eminem, because Eminem has that he has passion behind it, and he has a powerful voice.
Kaepernick
lot
should
of-
have been rapping. He should have stepped
Oh
up.
shit!
No, he should have been in the background.
that would
he
be
should have been
dope.
in the
You
background.
should have been like this.
Like this.
Taking a knee.
Yeah.
He should have taken a knee in the background.
Because when Eminem did that, he gave him a shout out on Twitter.
Right.
He gave him a
Yeah.
shout out. So, it's like, okay, put your fist down. What the fuck you
What
doing?
they did-
Just that stuff. You look like a moron.
It was
Put
off.
the fist down.
And it was off camera
Put the
too.
fist-
Yeah, you look like a moron. Stop it. Put your fist down.
Hopefully you're
With your
listening to
ashy
audio.
ass hand. Get some
Hopefully
lotion on your
listening
damn
to
hand.
audio.
It's my elbows that
Get
are
your
ashy,
fucking
all right?
ashy ass hand
It's
out
not
the
my
sky.
hands.
Fucking mad
Audio
ashy.
only listeners don't have to deal with this.
No, they don't. Mad ashy. No, but like he should have. No, Eminem did a good job. I liked it. If anything, I wish he actually released a song.
I wish
Like
they
it's
played
coming.
the
I
unedited
thought
one.
out like.
I wish they
coming
played
out.
the unedited version. They just have the edited version online.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck edited, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
First time I heard it, it wasn't edited like that, but now it is.
You know what's weird? Remember we were talking about this before, like when we saw the first cipher
Yeah.
with the ladies. The last chick kept
cursed
saying-
her ass off.
She cursed her ass off,
Oh,
said the N word.
yes.
But then they were beeping.
No, on BET you can say that word.
Oh,
Yeah, but no.
See, this makes it even
No, no,
worse
no.
for
But-
BET.
No, here-
You're
you
allowed
can.
to say the N word.
You can say shit.
No,
You
wait.
can say the N word, but you can't say.
Can't say
Yo,
fuck.
you can
Can't
say
that,
shit.
no. There's certain words you can say.
Can't say fuck.
There's certain curses.
But you know
that
what's
can say.
bullshit? Some guy.
Demonetized.
No.
Damn it.
No. There was a guy who was rapping, and his punchline was something. He was about to say the N word, and they beeped him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, they beeped the
He
N
said
word
it
with
twice.
the guy. So, yeah,
But that was
twice.
probably televised.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
the girls weren't. I bet you.
maybe because you didn't see
I
it,
don't know.
right?
No.
Because they
Oh,
didn't
you
even
see
say,
it? Oh, okay.
Maybe it's probably what it is.
they didn't even put the names of them above
Yeah,
the video
no,
in
they
the
didn't.
article.
No, they
Said
didn't.
probably wasn't televised.
Probably wasn't televised.
Probably wasn't.
Sexist.
It's fucked up.
Sexist.
Are you pointing?
No, they put their names in the video itself, but not on the
They just
Doesn't count.
They just don't
But-
represent them afterwards. All right.
It's
fucked up, though.
Yeah, BET's a mess. It's such a fucking.
They need to
mess.
fire some people in that fucking
Everyone.
station. Man.
But
Whoa.
it's better than VH1's Hip Hop Honors.
Oh,
As
yo.
bad as it, I mean, it wasn't the greatest award show. But
right.
it was still better than that.
As far as hip hop, all right. How about this question? As far as award shows go, which station has the best award show for hip hop that represents hip hop? Is it BET, VH1, or MTV?
MTV. Even if it's not in the
I don't know, man.
To be honest, I don't remember.
MTV.
I'm trying to think about it.
TV?
Representing hip hop.
Yeah. I mean, I love the ciphers. So BT gets the nod on ciphers.
Yes.
BET gets yeah, I got you on that. Yeah.
But
Look,
the show itself, I mean, I don't.
VH1 had
We're New
the,
Yorkers, man. It's different.
I know, man.
Down south, that would have been the greatest show of all
Well, they
time.
had 2 New Yorkers on there.
Yeah.
They had two.
But
I just-
VH1 celebrates the old school more.
No. Not
don't-
no,
you
I'm talking
don't-
about
no.
this year.
Nah.
2017. Who
What
did better?
about with the women? What
2017.
about Queen Latifah?
2017. Who
What
did
about
better?
with the women?
Not 2016.
Come on,
guys.
96. Come on, Puff. Everybody's
Not
out.
last year. This year.
This year.
Who did better this year?
Yeah.
Or hip hop?
Yeah.
Or hip hop?
Hip-hop.
Yeah. Which
I don't know. The
which
post-
station would you say represented hip hop?
I think I think hip hop is a much larger thing than any of these award shows can encompass.
I
So
think
it's
so.
kind of like they miss out on a lot. Like Kendrick was like, I'm not showing up to this. He didn't show up. Like, I mean,
BET? Why,
no.
Why
He didn't
would
show
he?
up.
It's a
Like,
disgrace.
Yeah.
MTV
Yeah.
or like the Grammys, another thing, they'll show up for those. You won't get.
But
They
Eminem
won't
shows
show
up.
up to these.
Let me sound-
Nah, he showed up to MTV.
Please.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Nah, BT, they don't throw out enough
Eminem
money.
didn't officially show up to BET.
VH1
Awards.
didn't throw out enough money. They don't think highly of hip hop on those networks. I mean, I'm glad that they have
really
the
don't.
show. Keep the shows going. Just get better. Just get better.
yeah.
Don't get rid of it. Just
Don't
do
get rid of
better.
shows. No.
Just
Don't
do
get rid of
better.
shows.
No one would miss it if they got rid of it right now.
When you're talking about invite TLC,
Yeah, seriously.
invite SWV.
Well, if you're gonna do an R&B show, do an R&B show. But this is hip hop we're talking about, so don't invite none of them.
Invite Mary J. Blige.
You can't invite Left Eye, so you can't. It doesn't matter.
What about a hip hop only network?
Nah, it doesn't work. I would turn that off.
You know why it'll be bad? Because they're gonna put something. They're gonna ruin it like BET. They will ruin it like BET. They'll be.
There's enough hip hop out that they could do it. They could have
Absolutely.
an hour
No, they
of
could do it.
90s, an hour of 2000s,
Yes.
an hour of 2010s,
And you can even
repeat
do
it.
and you can do things that people haven't heard. You could do like
Yes.
some late night shit that people haven't heard, but
Underground.
They won't do it. They won't do
No,
it.
Underground,
Where's that?
man.
Who's that help? Who's that help?
Underground, man.
Who does that help?
Underground.
It helps
rappers.
It helps minorities. It
Underground
won't happen
rappers.
because it's gonna help
Yeah,
people,
that's-
minorities. It's gonna help. It's gonna help Hispanics. It's gonna help them. No,
and,
no,
and they don't
We
want
gotta do
that.
that.
not happening.
They don't want
Not
that.
a channel. Not a channel.
There
What are they
needs to
gonna
be-
call it?
there
They
needs
can't
to
call
be-
it BET.
There needs to be a platform for underground
BET
artists.
was supposed to be that.
Besides,
But now it's there to degrade everybody. It's like these
say,
are the
yo,
people
how-
representing everybody on BET.
How
No,
bad can we represent the black?
Yeah.
oh, God.
Let's get that 3 a.m. music videos with just asses shaking. it.
butt.
And you got
and let's
Booty
get
butt cheeks.
and let's get Eminem to speak
Let's get.
because it's BET.
there's no Eminem in there.
Let's get this white guy to talk on our channel and be the only one talked about on the whole network.
And you know
no
what?
one-
Actually, no. Going back to that, to the Eminem cipher, that shit. The thing that got
Oh, we
me.
didn't talk about the cipher from Shady.
Oh yeah, the Shady Cipher.
The dude with the paralyzed face. And stuff.
Actually, I didn't see that one.
I was gonna say real quick with the with Eminem, he was doing the cipher, and then he had a team of like the guys behind him.
Yeah.
No, they just said that.
They just
That's a hype squad.
Yeah, it's
they were just
But
saying
you know
like
what's
that.
crazy?
At least they didn't.
They
hype
didn't
it
do
up,
shit.
though.
That's
They-
what-
exactly. Though. What kind of hype squad is
You know,
that?
one part during during his rap,
They needed
they,
to edit.
put a camera on some guy. Just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. I was
they
like,
need to edit.
I'm
I
like,
said-
They
why?
need
I
to
said-
cut it into the other.
I said, what was the point of that?
That's what those scenes are for. When you're an editor and you have a blank space of just people there or just the
Distraction.
background, they
Right.
cut it because they don't
Distraction.
have a scene.
Yeah, well, because
Where they
he
could
just
took a
put-
pause, like when
Yeah.
Eminem said like taking a breath or whatever, they would just cut to the guy's face like this,
It's called B-roll. Yes.
just his face.
That's hilarious.
Like, what are you doing?
Editing tricks.
But yeah, the
Sure.
Shady,
What are you
Shady
doing?
crew did good. I like them.
They're good. Yes.
I just didn't
Sweet.
know what was going on.
Yeah.
But he did. He still was rapping. I was like, you rapping half face. It's crazy.
He rapped with half a face.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he couldn't move the side.
He has
Really?
like
Yeah,
a
facial paralysis or something?
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
What do you have a
Really?
stroke?
Wait,
I don't know.
like the
Maybe.
whole thing wasn't moving.
No, not at
Might
all.
have-
And he was still rapping.
Still rapping.
Damn, that's crazy.
Probably
did
had
good.
a stroke.
He did good.
Yeah, it was good.
Might have that JR shit.
Maybe.
A
Yeah.
stroke.
That sucks. Well, at least he did good.
Yep.
Who else was on the shady one? Anyone we know?
No, they were just new signees.
They're new
guys?
signees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were all good?
Yeah, they were decent. I mean, the guy with the paralysis was probably the worst out of them.
Was it because of the
Maybe.
thing?
It's possible.
Okay.
But
did
I mean, the other guys
did
were-
it sound weird or?
It did a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if we'll ever hear him because it's shady. That's just how shady goes.
Damn.
Yeah.
You
So,
sign people to shady, you never hear them again.
Damn.
You'll hear of an album at some point.
It's like a
That's
death.
better than
that
Aftermath.
happens sometimes. Yeah.
like
Better than
death
Aftermath.
sentence.
Would you rather be signed to Shady or Aftermath? Not Aftermath, because you won't even see that album.
No.
At least you'll see an album on Shady.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Oh man.
So
What's up with record
Well, on
labels,
that
man?
note, you want to go with the email question?
Oh, hold up. Let me pull that up.
Because motherfuckers is hungry.
Yeah, hold up.
Them bell bottoms, these some bunny shoes.
Gavin C.
funny shoes.
Gavin C.
Some funny shoes.
Gavin C. asks, "What's the worst mixtape you've ever heard?"
The worst.
So can I go back to this thing that we
I
talked
don't
about
even
before?
think I don't think I've ever listened to a mixtape.
Do you think that
Yeah.
cannabis?
I don't
Do you
think
think
so.
that do you
No.
think that the cannabis and Keith Murray album was a mixtape? Because if
Wait.
it was, that's the worst
Wait,
thing I've
wait,
ever
wait.
heard.
If that was a mixtape, that's beyond
That was a
the
mixtape.
worst thing
It
I've
was,
ever
really?
heard.
I think it was a
Okay,
mixtape.
that's the worst. Easily.
That is the worst.
Top.
That was
Worst
the
thing I've
worst.
ever
I
heard.
can always come back to that as the worst.
No, that's
So,
the
yeah.
worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Actually,
Actually,
yeah,
that
that
might
was
be the
pretty bad.
worst like album.
Usually mixtapes
They're not bad.
are better
Yeah,
than
they're
an album.
usually, Yeah, mixtapes.
They,
usually-
Well,
show,
because
they
there's-
show you what you can do because you
Right.
have no range. Like they don't stop you.
Promotion.
Who the hell
promotion,
thought that
that's all it
Keith
is.
Murray and Cannabis can have a good album?
Keith Murray and
Drugs.
Cannabis.
Murray.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Thought they could have a good album, and it didn't work out.
Drugs. Drugs says.
Dude, there wasn't one salvageable song.
And I'm a fan of Def Squad. Big fan.
Wow.
Big fan of Hit Squad and Def Squad. But Keith Murray at that point in time, you said who saw him? Who saw him? Like, you saw him.
I
live.
saw them.
and he was off. He was
yes.
gone.
Method Man and Redman.
They went off stage.
It was a show, yeah, and he was on there, and he was he was hogging the mic.
Oh my
Jesus.
Horrible freestyle. Horrible
Jesus.
freestyle. And Method Man was visibly getting annoyed. Visibly. And Redman was like this. He's like, this ain't no R&B show where everything is just like organized and choreographed and stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
same.
this is
Wow.
a hip hop show.
He had to save his friend.
I love Method Man and Redman.
Method Man's
man.
like,
I love
man,
them.
the whole mood in the room changed, and it's like, what happened?
Damn.
Energy was sucked out.
Worst mixtape.
And then Keith
Dang.
Murray was apologizing to Method Man. He's like, I'm sorry, man.
Worse.
He's like, don't
They're
worry
cousins,
about it.
man. They're
He's
cousins.
like, you ain't gonna be on no Wu-Tang album. Ever.
No, you're
Ever.
gone.
Redman.
more
Yeah.
shows.
Redman's all over that.
Horrible freestyle.
They're-
Everyone just staring at him, wanting to
cousins,
get off
right?
the stage.
They're cousins.
Who?
Bread and meth.
And meth.
I doubt that. That's what it said on a
Yeah.
He said, I doubt that.
I doubt
Well, we
that.
had
Even
we
though
had the
it's-
podcast where we. I'm
Yes.
trying to remember if the.
Yeah, they're relatives, apparently.
They're
No, I
both-
highly doubt that.
You think they?
I think that's a lie.
You think they're fake cousins?
I think that's a lie.
Cousins.
I don't think they're
They're
cousins.
supposed to be cousins.
We had the fucking.
I know.
The
I don't-
podcast where they
did
were
we actually say-
relatives.
was
Yeah,
is
that was part of it. Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's a
don't
lie.
believe- I
though.
don't believe that either.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I think they're just mad close.
Yeah.
And they call each
I
other
think they are
cousins.
family.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah. Well.
Well, we all give her Adam and Eve.
Wow.
Incest everywhere.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
terrible.
So, that being said, that's all we got for you today. As always, for those listening or watching, let us know what you think in the comments. If you want to see live video recordings
Whole weight.
of all our podcasts, just go to YouTube and search the official 857 Music channel.
Subscribe.
Email your questions for a shout out to comments at 857ent.com. And for our latest updates, log on to 857ent.com. Like us on Facebook, search 857 Hip Hop.
Thumbs up that thing.
Follow us on Twitter at 857 Music.
The Twitter.
Check out our latest content available on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, Stitcher, and most streaming services. And finally, for more weekly 857 entertainment, show your support. Thumbs up, leave a comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, Kevin over here is going to take a pie to the face.
I'll get pie face.
A shit pie.
A
I'm
shit-
gonna eat,
Lemon
shit pie.
meringue,
I'm gonna eat an apple pie. Also.
apple or pumpkin.
Yes, while Jay eats an apple pie.
Yes.
And you know what? After you take the pie in the face, you have to do the whole podcast as the.
Yes,
Fine.
with
Shit on your
with
face.
pie all over your face.
Yeah, fine. I'll do that.
Hey, you agreed
only,
to it.
Only 1,000. 1,000. Guy at
That's right.
1,000.
We got to hit 1,000
Help us hit
subscribers.
1,000.
You want to see that? Got to
Yes.
hit 1,000. Anyway, as always, peace.